And it relates back to this idea of listening when people give their reasons and express details they heard in your playing. Because he was talking about a German critic who said that he didn't play with sensuality.
Mhm.
And he went back to his teacher, and his teacher said, "Well, actually, he's right."
Mhm. Yeah, yeah.
And first
Mhm.
of all, I just think it's interesting that pianists can all be singing around agreeing that something is lacking sensuality.
Right.
Yeah. It's
Sounds,
yeah.
tones lack
Right.
sensuality, and yet we all know what that means somehow.
You know what that means, yeah.
But Kevin took it to heart, and it changed how he played over time. And later, he played for the same critic, and the critic was amazed he ever said that about his own playing. So the
Yeah.
point is, if he had been either stubborn, which
Mhm.
plenty of musicians are,
Yeah.
and they never grow, they never get better. They're not, like you said, they don't have the humility to accept that maybe the way they're doing something is not communicating as they think it might, or maybe they're just completely missing out on a whole dimension of the music that they could have been expressing. Um, it leads to, if you're able to have that kind of humility, it leads to real growth and transformation in an individual. So imagine if, you can create communities of people sharing this and, keeping it fair. Don't let it get ugly. Doesn't need to
Yeah.
get like, I follow sports. I'm a sports guy. Like, it
Yeah.
shouldn't get like sports debates which can be, I mean, these are millionaires. So you have talking heads really saying mean things about these people, and this person should
Mhm.
be fired, or that person had the worst game of all time. But I would love to get to the point that, for example, at the next Clyburn competition or next Chopin competition, or I'm
We talk.
hosting the national competition in Miami in January. Maybe, is it possible? Could we try to bring some level of, not criticism in a negative sense, but um, articulating what we heard and
Yes.
what was just played, and sharing that in a good-natured way with others, at the risk of possibly sometimes offending those who played it or who liked it, and maybe you didn't like it as much. That's really tricky. We don't want to offend people, and so we see very little criticism anymore. And
Mhm.
classical music and art
True
used to have a
criticism.
whole robust world of public criticism
Yeah.
that was part of the world.